Hello and welcome to another video where JesterBell proves that she likes something only for that video to get no views on YouTube because people don't actually want to watch videos about people liking things, only for people to then accuse me of only ever making videos about things that I hate. That's just the currency that it is on YouTube. But I'm still going to do this video anyway because I'm super glad to talk about something that I really enjoyed. I watched Sonic the Hedgehog 3 yesterday and I just had a great time at the theater. I really enjoyed the movie and it was just so refreshing after just seeing so many bad movies this year. Now, to get into what is good about this movie and why, if you didn't like the other Sonic movies, I would recommend that you watch this one because this movie really makes improvements. Now, with the other Sonic movies, I would watch them in the theater and then never watch them again. And I think I even gave them positive reviews. There's been a lot of goodwill built up to the Sonic franchise because of what they did with changing the design of the character. It's one of the few, if not the only, big franchises from Hollywood these days that really respects its fan base and cares about criticism and responding to it well. There's a lot of goodwill built up, but that doesn't mean that the movies are perfect or that they were always masterpieces. My main problem with the Sonic movies before is, number one, they focused way too much on the human characters, which I don't even think should have existed in the first place. These Sonic movies should have probably been animated. I understand why they didn't, because they didn't have much of a budget. Live action saved money. But it got to the point where by Sonic 2, it was like there were two separate movies going on, one with the human characters and one with the animals and Eggman, who's a very cartoonish character. And that really clashed and didn't work for me. The other reason why I was really turned off from these movies and wouldn't watch them again after watching them in the theater is because they were skewing too young. They had too much bathroom humor and jokes meant for very little kids that will grow out of them soon. They were one of the key jangling films, right? The ones that are meant to distract a child for a little bit, but then they're going to grow out fast because it's not actually good. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, what is great about the movie is that they fixed both of those problems. There's far less of the human characters at all, and they really moved away from any of the bathroom humor that they had before. I think maybe there were one or two lines in the movie that I can't even remember, but yeah, this is a film that is not skewed just to very little kids. It's one that both kids and adults can enjoy, which is what the Sonic franchise should have always been, what it was from the beginning. The Sonic franchise has had trouble talking about the video games over the years, skewing who it's for. They were used to be for everyone, then they skewed too dark with Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06, and then they overcompensated by making them just for little kids. So this movie definitely strikes more of a balance with that. There were some times whenever we would get some more of the human characters, even though they used it as a good plot device, that is when the movie kind of didn't work for me because I'm not interested in these characters. And there is a little bit of a clash there because you have a story, and in this case, this story is meant to be taken more seriously, but whenever we have the human characters that are supposed to be their surrogate parents and the Sonic and his friends, it felt more like one of those Alvin and the Chipmunk hybrid movies with the way they're talking down to them and all that, and that didn't work for me. So whenever it felt a little bit more like the previous films, a little bit in the middle, that's when it didn't work. But overall, that's all I can say negative about the film. This was as close as a Sonic movie has ever gotten to what I actually want. What's really great about this movie, Keanu Reeves as Shadow. He is so well cast in this role, just a perfect voice actor for this. He's taking it 100% seriously, and that's the part of the movie that I really love is Shadow's character and his backstory adapted perfectly from the games and the flashbacks of him and, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on her name all of a sudden. Oh my goodness, Maria, there we go. I don't know why my mind blanked on that. This is just an off-the-cuff review, sorry. But the flashbacks with Shadow and Maria were excellent. They were heartfelt at first and then heartbreaking later on, and it really set his character up so well and set him up as a character who worries that he's a freak, and then she made him feel like he wasn't, and then why he would have such hate for the humans. Just a great character all around and a great arc for him to go on, very true to the game games, and the story that plays out is very much inspired by Sonic Adventure 2, which is why I think that maybe this movie steered away from the bathroom humor more and tried to take itself more seriously. Maybe because this is the first time a movie has had a game with more of a plot to base itself off of. But it's a good plot. It's very exciting. I love Tails in the movie. He's always been my favorite character. Shadow is definitely a standout. But honestly, what really makes me want to go back to the movie is Jim Carrey's performance as Eggman, because he's playing two versions of himself in this movie, his grandfather, and he is his own best co-star. He is so funny in this movie. He is enjoying himself so much playing two of the same character. It gets so over the top with him finding this lost family member and them trying to make up for lost time and all the crazy stuff they do together as they kind of have the same mindset. It just was, I burst out laughing multiple times in the theater with like the meta humor and all of the jokes that come up with this. It's amazing that we haven't had an actor with the same comedic chops and physicality of Jim Carrey all this time, but this is the one great thing that has come out of making Sonic a live action hybrid, is getting Jim Carrey as Eggman. He is just so hilarious in this movie, and a big part of the reason why I want to see this movie again, and I think that it was really entertaining, not just for kids, but for adults as well. And it's just such great physical comedy and a lot of great verbal comedy as well. Anyway, a great movie, really respectful to the source material. Once again, there are still little things, like it's not 100% what I would always want from a Sonic movie adaptation, but this is pretty darn close. I still wish that these were more, I still wish that we didn't have those human characters apart from Eggman. I wish that characters like Sonic, this is my thing about Sonic, in that in the video games he's supposed to be like a 15-year-old snarky, fast hedgehog, and in these movies he's always portrayed as if he's a 10-year-old. And that's just my perception. Like, Tails and Shadow are perfect dead-on adaptations of the video game versions. Sonic is a little different. Like, I wish that he was like the 15-year-old version of the character rather than feeling like his 10. I wish stuff like that. But that's just me not getting 110% of what I want from these movies. But still, this is the best one of the series by far. This is far closer to what this series should have been when it started. And I can't wait to see what they do with the next one, and I hope that they continue on this pathway. This is one of the best video game adaptations I've ever seen. You will not be disappointed by this movie. At the very least, you have to see it for Keanu Reeves as Shadow and his backstory, and you have to see it for Jim Carrey playing two Eggmans at once. It's hilarious. That is all I got for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in to this very positive review for once. Please spread the word that I don't always make negative videos, and I will see you guys next time.